Hello, hello, hello. So, can YouTube Alive be a landscape? Okay, well, I don't know how to make this live landscape, so we're gonna keep it portrait. But I'm here because last night I did promise that I was gonna get into A Quiet Place Day One review. Now, it's fucking hot. I just look terrible today. So anyway, so last night I went to see A Quiet Place Day One, which comes out tomorrow, and I believe there's some advanced screenings um to tonight in America, and there are some. This makes me look really weird. Hello. So basically, there you can watch it tonight, I believe, in select theaters in the U.S., but it does come out tomorrow. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the first two A Quiet Place movies. I actually rewatched A Quiet Place 2 on my way to sleep last night. So I was basically came home after watching A Quiet Place 1 and I went into do a 360. No. I'm actually about to go to the gym, so I will not be doing a 360. This is not that type of live. So basically, um, it's really hot in here. Hold on. Please write what? Oh, okay. Um, anyway, Winnie the Pooh, stop being weird. Thank you. I'm literally here to talk about this movie that I was so excited to see yesterday. Hello. So I went to see A Quiet Place Day One yesterday. I was really excited. I couldn't go to the premiere because it was a last minute invite, and I live in California, and I couldn't make it to New York. But let me just say, Lupita Nyong'o looked amazing, and I really wish I was there. But anyway, I still saw it. Now I like this movie more because all of the like graphics and everything were more real. And then it was set in New York City, which I'm going to next week. And disaster movies are like always made in New York City, so I love that part. Audio is kind of low. I'm using a DJI mic. Can you hear me? I didn't do anything to my lip. The same. In fact, I'm not even gonna talk about that. Can you guys hear me? Comment yes if you can hear me. Name a car for an edit. Let me unplug this. Can you hear me now? What about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I just took my expensive mics off, so clearly these don't make things any better. That's annoying. Yeah, so I went to see A Quiet Place Day One. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite film out of the three, but I did like it the most. I rewatched A Quiet Place 2 after I got back from watching A Quiet Place Day One. Now, this film was really good for three reasons. A, Lupita, B, the cat, and C, it basically teaches us as humans that no matter what is going on around us, we can be happy for like a moment despite our circumstances, and we can come together with strangers basically. The other thing I really liked is when I was comparing the monsters or the aliens in A Quiet Place 2 versus A Quiet Place Day 1. In Day 1, they are bigger, they have more detail, they're more creepier, and they're more realistic. Now, when I say realistic, obviously we haven't seen aliens, or I don't know if they've seen aliens, but they just looked more like they were physically there, like among us. Whereas in the other two films, obviously they were made before. You can there's some points where you can tell they're like, generated with a computer. Nothing happened to my stomach, okay? Hi, Kelly. People are always so mean on here. When we talk about movies, people want to point out my stomach. Anyway, so I lost track of thought because some of these comments in here are just insane. Well, your grandma must be a very beautiful person. As I was saying, the movie also, there's gonna be some spoilers here. So if you're gonna go see A Quiet Place, do you resell kicks? Do you mean shoes? Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly touch on my stomach, but I had a kid when I was 26. I am married, so I go to the gym. I lost a lot of weight. I actually have abs, but there's gonna be loose skin when you lose weight. End off. So back to the movie. I do not really sell king. Oh, shoes. No, I just have a problem when it comes to buying Chanel shoes, and I am like a neat freak. I don't like to like display my clothes and shoes out of the box, so I basically keep them clean by leaving them up, and then I have the barcode facing this way because it has a picture of the shoe, so when I'm getting ready, I know how to pick which shoe it is. Yeah, she is 5 now. Thank you guys. But yeah, so when we went to see the movie, they gave us this like survival kit, and it has like a bandage in it, some gauze. I'm actually going to be going live, I think tomorrow, because I also got for Shark Fest on National Geographic, I got this big unboxing of shark stuff. And if you haven't looked at my other videos, I actually like to go swimming with sharks, which is really fun, but that's a different story. So, and shout out to my friend Marvel Cinematic Universe News. We collab together. So if you go on our Instagrams, you'll see our posts. And he also is an editor on wholetasout.com. Make sure you guys subscribe. Now, going back to what I was talking about the movie, Lupita steals the show, and so does her cat. Now, I won't getting into like too much about the cat, but the cat is literally like, I just know I wouldn't survive in the setting of A Quiet Place Day 1 because my wiener dog will literally bark at everything. So there would be no chance for me, but knowing me, I will try and save him and probably die as well. I also have ducks, which will probably quack and also be a hindrance to my survival. Certain scenes in the movie, they kind of like bring Jimon Honsu's character in the beginning and in the end to kind of connect it to A Quiet Place 2. They kind of like make us understand like how the events in A Quiet Place 2 transpired. So that was cool. What else? So the character that Lupita plays, her name is Samira or Sam. So she's actually dying from cancer, and I think when the invasion takes place, it's when she's going into the city. I know the first movie. She's going into the city, and she's with her nurse, and she's just kind of over it. She wants to spend her last few days, being free, eating pizza at this place called Patsy's. And then that's when like the invasion happens, and it's kind of from the viewpoint, and it's like she was like fighting for her life already, but in her last days. But like now when this happened, she's like fighting to get those last wishes and what she wanted to accomplish, and she's like not going down without a fight. So I'd give the movie a, let me see, I would give the movie a 8 out of 10. Yeah, so you have to be silent. So there was times in the movie where like there was a thunder and lightning storm, and her and is it James Quinn, Eric, they basically needed to scream So every time the thunder and lightning, that's when they would scream because that would cover up the noise for the monsters to hear. And they could hide and talk under the rain as well. So there's like certain moments where they could talk or like make noise, but it had to be under like a bigger thing that was making noise. But yeah, they had to be quiet most of the time. But things as simple as like a shirt tearing or a briefcase closing or a book falling on the floor, and them little weird, those weird little monster alien things, whatever they're called, would come running. So that was, it was really entertaining. I feel like the entire time you're kind of attached to the characters and you want to like, make sure they survive and get to the next point, and also leaves a space for, as you know. As you know, what was I lost my train of thought. I wish there was a way to like, you know how in, like when you're in the news studio or whatever, they have an earpiece and they're telling you what the commenters are saying. I wish there was like a way to do that, so that I don't have to like go over and read because I'm pretty blind. I would say it depends on the scenery noise. So like in the first two movies, even them walking on the leaves was like a noise, whereas in this one they are walking on the ground, and like the lightest noise isn't like the biggest thing for the monster. But I think at one point a generator turns on that alerts them. A book is stuck in between, what are those doors, that those revolving doors, that alerts them. What else? Somebody's shirt rips, that alerts them. And then a lot of the alerting is from like people having a panic attack and going into a panic, and those noises alerting them too. So it's like very varied, but I think like the smallest little noises not so much. Whereas in the first two, I know that like the crackling of leaves or like the opening of like a can or whatever would alert them. So I don't think they're as sensitive, but they are sensitive, if that makes sense. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I don't have any other movies to see other than that. But it was really good. I feel like people who like the franchise will be happy. It's definitely very different. Like when I went back, also recommend watching the first two again before you see it, or at least watching them again after you see it, because I haven't watched those ones for like a year or two. So like I had kind of forgotten how the graphics were. I knew the storyline, but I had forgotten like how everything looked. So when I saw the aliens in the new one and then went home and rewatched it, I was like, oh my god, they actually look different, and I can kind of see how they're like CGI. I'm actually not American. I do live in America, but I'm actually British and Iranian. Accent has just gone away. So if you're in a house, like you cannot, like there's a scene where she's like turning on the tap and she's like turning it on like really slowly and it's like trickling. But you can't like full blown like water rushing sound. Everything else has to be done slowly, like making like very slowly making food, wrappers. They're walking like, because there's a scene where they do stay in her apartment, but they're just like super quiet. That's not very nice. I get them done, let's say, towards the Inglewood area in California. She's actually like really good. She's done lashes for like Future's girlfriend, Kylie Jenner. Her prices are really good. She's like my second mom. Um, she actually doesn't charge me based off our relationship, but if I like, that's the only place I would pay to go. Like I have tried to go other places when she's like had time off, and they have destroyed my lashes. And honestly, like I hate wearing makeup. This is the only thing I'll leave my lash extensions and just go with like lip gloss. I don't need to put like foundation and all that other stuff on. Um, Even though right now I have a nice little pimple right here. It's so hot out here. No, not Kylie Jenner. The lash lady. She does Kylie's eyelash extensions. If Kylie Jenner was my second mom, I'd be a little bit worried because I'm 3 years older than her. I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to stay, I quit my job about a month and a half ago to do this full time and like our media platform and, you know, full time creator. But I just need to be like consistent and come on here every day and, talk to everyone and like get to know everyone. Of course, there's going to be like random people in the comments who are always going to say something strange, but I was thinking of coming on and doing a live review of a movie right after I see it, as long as there's no embargo, and then I'll post like another review later on that's like a video one that people can watch. Just so there's like both options. What do you mean, is this real? Why wouldn't it be real? I've never been to North Carolina. I need to like explore the United States. I've literally only been to Vegas, Miami, Texas, Arizona, where else? Hawaii, which I keep going back to because I'm obsessed. Going to New York for the first time in a few days. So that's gonna be fun. Oh my god, this side of my closet is, excuse this light. So all of this, these are all those are all hoodies and t-shirts and stuff that they gave me from every like movies. So like I literally have like a section this big of movie merchandise clothing. Like I have a whole Squid Games outfit, which I can't wear right now, it's too hot. Which part of the UK? Because I was actually born in Leeds, UK. Certain things. Oh, I'm doing another video speaking of the UK. So I'm doing a video where I compare a European Fanta and a American Fanta. I actually have the UK Fanta with me right in the fridge. And I'm about to go buy the US Fanta because whew, the color difference and the taste difference is scary. Name a car for an edit. Maserati. Oh, really? See, I never really thought I was like pretty. I've always had like insecurities, but let's not even get into that. I'm sorry if you can hear my gardener in the background. It's Thursday. They always come at this time on a Thursday. Also trying to not turn the air on and I'm very hot. The Active Women series on YouTube. What's that? I will check that out. I don't know, I'm gonna start going live. I'm actually doing a pickle challenge tomorrow where I gotta eat a gallon of pickles. I was trying to do it earlier in the week, but I just have not had time with the amount of press screenings, influencer events, and then just mental health days. I was crying for like an hour earlier today because I felt like I was not doing anything or doing too much. Oh, wait, yeah, I think it's Mount Olive pickles that I'm going to be eating tomorrow. Like, I love pickles. So I like the Persian cucumber pickles. Like, they're thinner, and, like, I could eat those all day. But these Mount Olive pickles are huge, so I'm trying to figure out, like, I didn't say how I was going to eat them, so, like, I might try to eat one whole and then, like, cut up the rest and, like, eat it. But as long as I get through the whole jar, I think I like, did the challenge. Country, America. So being I feel like even though I'm from England and I haven't been back in 10 years, I, um, it's like really weird because I feel like I'm an American now. But like I haven't been back to England and there's like so many things I miss, but it feels like so long ago that it's like so weird. Like I can't imagine going back to England. Like my whole high school and all that stuff is like, I look at my friends in England and I'm like, oh my god, like they're all growing up, like that was my life. I feel like I'm a complete like split personality in a different universe now, and it's like really weird. But I'm sure I'll go back. Since I quit that job, I can actually freely do whatever I want with my schedule now, and I don't have to feel like I can't leave a certain area or I need permission to do what I need to do because now I'm on my time. I didn't have, because I'm Iranian, but I was born and raised in England, so I had a different, obviously, British experience here, typical British. I will say that I did face some racism. I did face a couple of issues. My friendship group was great, but I never really fit in fully, so I struggled with that. That's why I thought like America was a better place for me. Um, Fungi and pepper pot. No, I have not. Man, I'm hungry and I'm supposed to go to the gym in an hour or 30 minutes. Ugh. Who wants to go to the gym in the heat? The motivation to go work out in the heat is honestly terrible. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I appreciate that because I was right before I was writing the review for A Quiet Place, which if you want to read it, you can read the review for A Quiet Place day one on wholetoutsout.com. So wholetoutsout.com. But right before after that, I just started bawling because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. And, you know, I was at this job for 10 years. So this transition has been like honestly weird to me. And then like I have a lot of creator friends who've been creating content since the pandemic. So they're already ahead in that department. So if I'm just constantly comparing and just making myself feel like SHIT. So that made me feel better. Thank you. Cars do great on YouTube. So what do you mean by cars? Like, what content do I create with the cars? Because I have ducks. I did a video with my duck on, and I have a Maserati that's wrapped Tiffany blue PPF. But, like, what content would I do with it, you know? Drive it around, put my duck in the car? Like, what do I do with it? Like, I have all these things, and I don't know what to do with them. Also, I don't really want to, like, put stuff out there like that. Like, race. I'm a really slow driver. Like, I know people are really mad at me when I drive that car and I drive so slow. I'd be down to race in, like, an area that's, like, open road, desert, and nothing around. Otherwise, I would be too scared. Oh my god, my Instagram is blowing up. I'm running 4 Instagram pages right now. 2 of my own and then 2 media platforms that are mine too, but going from personal page to Instagram for like, it's a lot. Today is Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday, which means I'm gonna have a weekend watch list for you all. The weekend watch list usually includes films that are coming out to theaters, streaming, and then some TV shows that are like select. Drag racing, it's a straight line. No. Had to get rid of some weirdos. I feel like YouTube should filter out like the strange comments, don't you think? I don't know. So I did come on here to talk about A Quiet Place. Obviously, we ended up talking about other things. But if there's any like particular movie or TV show that you want to know about, I can give you my review as a journalist and then as a consumer. As a consumer, the movie was entertaining. I really had fun. I know people want me to go deeper and criticize certain things. I think my only criticism, I should call it, is that the ending became a little bit predictable and obvious. And even though it says find out why the world went silent, we don't really find out why the aliens invaded in A Quiet Place. And that is a question that I still want to know. Why, where, what, how, like why'd they pick Earth, what happened, where'd they come from? That's what they don't answer in the movie, and that's what I want to know. Yeah, we call fries chips. For the first few years out here in America, I was like, can I get like chips? And they would just give me like crisps. Because we call chips crisps. So that was really confusing. I still say tomato every time I go to In-N-Out Burger. Still say open the boot. I don't say the bin anymore. I say trash now, but I got used to saying trash because every time I said the bin, people would be confused. I think it's this light. This light makes my lip look warped because it doesn't look like that. It's like when you step away from the light, the way it shines, it makes it look like really weird. Maybe that's why they keep talking about my lip. Maybe it is this weird light. I don't know. Like the more back I go, the weirder they look. Interesting. I don't know. Whew, it's hot. So a lot of my creator friends went to Pixar Fest at Disneyland these past 2 days. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit sad I didn't go, although I did go to Pixar Fest at the beginning of, was it April? April, for Media Day, where I reviewed it and told everybody like to go. So at least I did that, but I would have loved to go on the creator side so I could have created some creator content too. But God willing, I will be at the next one. What is that pink? There's like a weird glare on this thing. What's that? No, I'm telling you, what is this? Like, is this? Oh, it's on my phone. I don't know. This light is making me look weird. Oh, Kelly, you're probably very pretty as well. I haven't seen you yet, but I am positive you are also gorgeous. We're all pretty. We all have different We all have different characteristics that make us pretty. And this is like, I'm a mess right now. Like, my hair needs to be washed. I'm like sweating because it's hot in here. I have gym clothes on. I need to leave the house. I haven't left the house. I've literally been on the computer and like analyzing movies all day. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, and then so Nicolas Cage's new horror movie, Longlegs, which is on Neon, I believe, is coming out, and I wanted to cover the carpet, but apparently the talent were like, no, and I was kind of sad because I was like, you know, across my platforms between the news page and like my personal platforms, and I've been a journalist for like over 12 years, it would reach a lot, and I'm an actual fan of the movie, so like the coverage would be really good. But they said there's no room, but it's okay because even though it made me cry, I am going to get it next year. I'm going to get all the interviews I want, and I'm going to get all the movies I want, and I really want to. Horror Nation. If you're Horror Nation, do you have any favorite horror movies? Thank you, Connor. Thank you. I hope so. It's just like really stressful because it's like I've been doing it for so long. So any type of rejection I'm gonna take, like, you know, because I could easily go and get a job at like an outlet that's already been there for 20 years, 20, 30 years, right? And work for them and get all these big interviews. And then when I see creators doing interviews for some of these outlets on one-offs or regulars, I'm like, man, I wanted to be on that carpet. But then there's a fight in me that's like, no, you want to be on there for yourself. Because I know I could go get a job at these places because I have the resume, I have the experience, I have the reel. But I want to be there for myself and my audience. So it's like, it's a tug of war, and I'll constantly feel like SHIT, but I have to just keep going. Like, let's think about it. I really started doing this since April for my own self. So it's not that long, and I need to just take things a little bit better. See, my favorite horror movie, what did I watch recently? I watched a really scary movie recently. I do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Thank you. Ugh. I'm gonna leave at like 5:35. I'm really hot. I have like no motivation to go work out. Yeah, I mean, working for yourself, you have to like generate the money, so you're spending more money than you're actually earning in the beginning, which for me is crazy because I'm used to making a lot of money, and I think that's what's like driving me nuts. But that's fine, you know, whatever. Yeah, especially your content. Like, there's people who like it, you know, people share it, it's formatted correctly. I feel like people need to just step away from traditional media and look at all of these other outlets and platforms as well. Because if you think about it, the colliders of the world, all of these were all invented as well. It was somebody in their room writing articles and it blew up. But it's just 20 years old, you know? This is what, 3 or 4 months old? But the mentality that I have is like, no, it needs to already be there now. Like, it has to be like that. It's just this frustration in my head. But it'll get there. Even though Instagram's algorithm drives me crazy and all that stuff. Ask away. No, I would not. Even though I've heard that apparently joining you can get whatever you want in life, I just would not. You know, I've heard of people selling their souls in this industry, and I don't know if it's like true or not, but I don't think any of that is worth that. Yes, YouTube is where it's at, but YouTube is I don't know, I feel like YouTube, like, it can be hit or miss, but with Instagram, like, some posts will go crazy, and then some posts will get like 30 likes, and I'm just like, is out of all those followers, are they not seeing it? Like, I'm confused. Like, what? But I think it's because like if I'm reposting a trailer that's already out on like other outlets, it's not gonna hit the algorithm as much because it's already out there. So I need to start putting like headers or like funny captions at the top of the trailer to get the odds to get it to hit the audience and to see all hundreds of thousands of followers. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, let me do my own outlet, even though I'm gonna be mad. Because I've seen people on there's like AP News. No hate, no shade to AP News, but when I see them on like a red carpet of a movie premiere, I'm not really going to AP to read what movie I want to watch. I'm going to websites like mine that tell me like, hey, this is what's out. This is what's on what streaming platform. Do you like crime? Do you like horror? Do you like thriller? Do you like drama? Do you like comedy? This is where you can watch it. Here you go. Like, I'm not going to read something that overanalyzes every little like. Those websites are for that. I just want to tell you what's good or not, whether you should spend your hard-earned money, and give you like, if I enjoyed it, if it took me out of my mind and I had fun for that runtime of the movie, cool. If not, if you want like an overanalyzed, going deep into this and blah 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 blah, those are those websites. But you know, somebody was born in '94. Traditional media is dying, and when I was looking at the salaries that they were paying for writers at traditional media, it's actually disrespectful in some of the positions. I was like, that's all those years of school and they want to pay like this much. Like, no, why don't you take an L for a couple of years, start your own platform, and then, you know, get the revenue and then split it between you and all the people you started it with. I feel like that's worth it more because at least you're in control of what you want to write about, how you want to write it, and like accurately spreading the news and, you know, giving people real opinions and real things. Thank you. Well, it's a mess right now. Usually it's like washed and all blow dried and cute, but I'm going to the gym and it's hot and I'm sweating. And when I have these days where I'm just sitting on the computer and on Instagram or whatever and I'm just sad and depressed, I just like, ugh. Completely different to when I'm getting ready for an event. So, you know, I have up and down days. It's not all happy and whatnot. How long have I been on here? 34 minutes? I have to leave by, what, 5:35? I actually don't like tattoos anymore. Nothing against them, but um, I got a lot of these when I first went to college, and I'm in the process of removing them, but the removal hurts a lot. And if you go on my Instagram and you see my red carpet photos at the movie premieres, I it's like it sticks out and I just want it gone, but it's very painful. So I actually I was in England. I went to sixth form college. I studied English, literature, history, and French. Hated maths. I mean, I got a B in all of my maths and science subjects, but I like hated it. And then like my family in Iran are dubbers, like really well known dubbers for all international films that come to like the Middle East. So I always wanted to be a singer and actress when I was a kid, and then my parents always had me in the books. So I was like, well, that's unrealistic. I don't know if I'm going to be an actress or a singer, but now I'm like, I could have done that. Anywho, so I went to school. I was like, let me do journalism. So in England, when you go to college, you pick your major before you go to the college. Wanted to go to the same college as my school friends, wanted to kind of like stay in the same area, so I picked journalism. I always loved storytelling, and I always loved talking. Sometimes I will talk too fast, which you might witness right now. So I went to school for journalism, and then, I came out here to do my grad degree, so my master's degree. While I was doing that, I was heavy in the music entertainment scene, knew a lot of like celebrities in that department, met my former boss, kind of stayed there, but my passion for film and TV was kind of like put on the back. But as the years went on, I was like, oh my god, I'm not doing what I want to do. I like film and television, and that's all I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about world news anymore. I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. I just want to talk about film and TV because it's the only thing that gets my mind away from whatever is going on. So yeah, that's it. Really embarrassing, but when I was 14, I went on the X Factor UK and I sang Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. And even though they said I did well, they changed the age range back to 16 again, so I was automatically disqualified after embarrassing myself at one of the Manchester soccer stadiums. Yeah. Lovely memories as a kid. But if everybody could subscribe, I would really appreciate that. My goal by the end of the year is to have 100,000 subscribers. And I actually have another YouTube channel that has 100,000 subscribers, but it's just the niche is not what I'm like interested in anymore. Temu affiliate program invite boost your earnings. I keep getting these emails from Temu or whatever. I never even tried for America's Got Talent, and I'm so sad because I actually covered an episode with the judges like a couple years ago. And it's crazy because I've always wanted to be on the other side of the stage, but I feel like my anxiety is so bad now that I might just like blank on the stage. But I am looking for an agent, so if anybody knows a good agent or manager, that's another thing. So I was looking for an influencer manager, even though I'm a journalist, like I have enough followers to like do branded stuff. And they were like, well, how much money are you bringing in for yourself already? Because we only take on people who are already bringing in money. I was like, dude, I literally just got out of a job. I was making other people money. I need you to help me like contact the brands because I just don't have the time. So if I was already making money, why would I need you like so you could take a percentage? Like that was really weird to me because no, I do not need an influencer manager who's going to ask me that I need to bring in a certain amount of money already before they take me on because that is not the point. So that was one thing. And then agents who like film reels. So when you're submitting like film reels and stuff, a lot of my interviews and junkets were from my former job, and then I looked different. I was panicked most of the time because I was juggling it in between that job. A lot of the recent ones are me now, so I'm trying to put that together to send that to agents, but I'm just like, the time to get to it, like I'm just tempted to send them the old stuff, but then it's like that's not representing of like what I look like now and how I sound and how my interview skills are. So that's frustrating. I need to find the time to like update my reel. It's just so many things. Ugh, I don't know. And then my thing is like I don't see too many Middle Eastern creators at certain events and certain things, and I feel like they target certain demographics more than others. And I feel like just for like the people of the Middle East, it's like really important to like be inclusive of everybody, not just myself, but like others in the Middle East. Like, I don't know, and I feel like it's almost a forgotten demographic when it comes to certain things. Like, I don't know. Like, I would love to start like going to certain premieres and like talking Farsi and like describing it to my audience who doesn't speak English. There's a lot I want to do. It's hard. And then sometimes I'll go to a premiere and like the entire process of like being on the carpet and then getting into the screening is so fast that I literally have time to take a Getty images and then that's it. See, now I want to be more in front of the camera because I was doing that, but then the demand at my job was like, no, you need to concentrate on the advertising and selling. So that was just like making money, but it wasn't like my passion. And then as I saw influencers kind of rise and like take these hosting jobs, I was like, wait a minute, this is what I love to do, and this is what I like to do. So is it the money or so I had to, go with my mental health and start doing this, but now it's like I have to almost start over. But I feel like already to an extent, like when I go to certain events, I don't want to be like famous, famous. That's why I think like the acting thing isn't for me unless it's like commercials. But I just want to host red carpets and like talk show stuff about film and TV. I don't want to do like, I don't know, I don't think I would want to be like, I would love to be like a minor role on a film, but not like the main person. Because I get like frustrated and anxiety if like there's too many people around me. But I don't know. I want to talk to the people who are telling the story or in the story, as opposed to like being the story. But I have gone to a couple of events and I've had people like waiting for me outside the screening of the movie premiere while we're walking to the after party and be like, "Hey, Alyssa, can we get a photo?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, yeah, sure." But I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Like, and I have a lot of followers, but it's like, I don't think I'm like that. Like, hey, for people to actually pull up and know where I am because I never post where I am until I leave. And, so I'm like, huh? Anyway, it's interesting. Definitely interesting. I've had a couple people like come meet me outside of a premiere screening that I didn't share at all and ask for a photo. And then I had my cutouts, my face, my Getty images getting sold online a couple of times on this website called celebritycutout.com. That was really interesting. And I asked them like why they had my images as life-size cutouts. They told me that somebody had requested it, and I was like, okay, so somebody just wants an Alyssa mask and an Alyssa life-size cutout with them in their house. Like, they wouldn't tell me who it was. Like, I have a life-size cutout of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, in my house, but that's because NBC Universal sent it to me for like a promo of his show, The Young Rock, a couple of years ago. But like, other than that, like, I cannot imagine why somebody would want a life-size cardboard cutout of me. Very interesting. That was very, very. And then I had like weird. People always text me like weird messages, as well. Very strange. I know, so odd making music. I feel like. But I mean, I think it depends with music because some music artists obviously can't also go out in public either. I feel like the level of fame is just. I just wanted like financial freedom and to be able to travel and help people and be able to interview people, and that's it. And talk about my favorite movies and like what they meant to me. And I've interviewed like everybody I've interviewed so far has been really cool. But I've had a couple of weird red carpet experiences where the talent wasn't as like happy to like answer questions or as excited as I was to ask them about a certain movie or a TV show. Their response was kind of dry and like dead, and I just assumed maybe they're tired from asking questions, but those ones disappointed me a little because I'm going in there research fresh excited, and then the response is kind of like meh, so I'm just like, oh. But I try and not take that to heart because I just have to think about what they went through on their day and why they're not in the mood. I am not an actor. I wish. I am a on-air journalist. You can find our content on this YouTube channel where I interview people or I give you guys exclusive videos of junkets and press conferences. Posted a real cool one with Kevin Costner. I'm posting a interview I did with a marine biologist for Shark Week, Shark Fest on National Geographic. I'm going to drop that either tomorrow or Monday. It was very cool. I love swimming with sharks, so I wanted to do that interview. You can also find our content on my Instagram page at Alyssa Brooke Lee. That's Alyssa Brooke Brook Lee Lee, or our film and TV news platform wholetusout.com or at wholetusout online on Instagram. It's a lot, but please subscribe. I'm so blind. I need to get like LASIK eye surgery. You've got. Should I try and be an actor? I don't know. I need an agent first. I don't even know where to start. Oh my god, I need to do. What's wrong with me? There's like not enough hours in the day in America. I feel like time went by way slower in England. Out here, I feel like it's 5:30 right now. I swear it was like 9 a.m. and I have a gym class at 6:45, which is like before that I was gonna go and pick up a bag at Chanel that has been sitting there that I just haven't bothered to go pick up, and then go to the class. But the motivation to go to the class, my motivation is like so that I can eat more food, not so I can look better. I literally want to just be able to eat more food. I don't know. But if I want to go to that class, I need to get off this live in 10 minutes. But this live is very addicting. No, I am not in the UK. I'm from the UK. I've been living in California for 10 years. 2015. God, time has, well, almost 10 years. Time has flown. Have not been back since. I just want a good Yorkshire pudding and gravy. One of my producer nuts. Casual bystander. So when people come on YouTube, what type of content like do they want to see? Do they like people actually talking to them like this on live, or doing crazy challenges, or like taking you guys around New York City, like crazy like adventures? English cricket team, I love them, by the way. You know, I went to a school, it wasn't cricket, it was a rugby school. So all of the boys who would go to my school would play professional rugby after they left that school, unless they were really bad at playing rugby, but they wouldn't have gotten to the school for rugby if they weren't good. That was interesting. Don't see rugby a lot out here. You see American football, but all of that protective gear is different to them running around doing the same thing without the protective gear. Ooh, it's so hot. So I need to send out hate for this SUV that went around the parcel. What? See, the budget isn't an issue. It's just like I'm doing a pickle challenge tomorrow. I go to movie premieres, but you can't go in live at a movie premiere. There's only so much I can show until I have to go into the screening, and then a lot of the content, like, it's hard to like go live and like interview somebody. It gets too much. But like, for example, we're going to New York next week. Like, that would be cool. Would people prefer I went live to do that, or make the video and post it later? I'm also doing the Fanta experiment. And then when I get back from New York, I'm going to 2 movie premieres in New York. So I'll be doing like content, like preparing for that, getting ready and whatever. I'm going to be eating a jar of pickles. I've been trying to do all week, but I've mentally like scared myself by reading Google, what can happen to you if you eat all that sodium? And it's like, I've eaten pickles a lot, so it shouldn't happen. But, you know, I like to freak myself out, much like anxiety and Inside Out too. And then when we get back from LA, we're doing like a tour of like movie scenes in Los Angeles and like scenes of famous murders. So that is going to take a little bit to plan because LA is very big and we have to like drive around, you know, and it's going to include like the horrific Nicole Brown Simpson area and like the Black Dahlia and all of those different places. Yeah, so that's what I was Googling. So I was like, I need to drink a lot of water. So I'm trying to go work out right now to like detox my body and then layer myself up with bread, which I won't have a problem doing because I love bread. And then, what else? But of course, like while I'm filming, like if I start to feel really sick and horrible, I'm just gonna stop and be like, hey, I tried the challenge and I failed, but thanks for watching, you know? I'm not gonna just like force myself to, I'm not gonna fake it and I'm not gonna force myself to do something for views. I'm gonna try it and then let you guys know my experience. I feel like you have to be authentic because some creators, whoever they are, apparently are not that authentic. See, I'm funny, like, I'm a weirdo, but, like, I'm weird funny, like, I'm not, like, I don't know, because you know how people have trends and they'll be, like, doing trends? Like, I was thinking of, like, not showing, like, basic traveling, but, like, giving people, like, random places to visit, or going and searching for some, like, weird thing in New York that I've heard about and asking people about it, and, like, people being like, what the hell is that, you know? I don't know. I'm just, I got the news, film, movie content, and interviews down packed, but I don't know what. I mean, I have some funny, I mean, I have ducks. I'm waiting for my ducklings to grow a little bit more to do content with them, because right now all I can do is, like, show you these cute little ducks and how they, you know, chirp or whatever. But I don't want to, like, actively, like, stress them out too much. We are doing a video where we name them, so that'll be fun and cute. But there's just so much stuff I have to film. There's so much videos I have like unboxings too. Some people like fashion, but I don't want to unbox just like a basic unboxing. Like, I'm gonna story tell on top of that. So a really crazy viral story will be like playing while I'm unboxing something. Please stop Russia spamming. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Okay. The cam was shaking because I was trying to put the Russia spam in a timeout. But I'm gonna be, I have ran out. I was talking about my review. Yeah, thank you. I don't really know, like, why you are spamming Russia. It's a great country, but I don't. I'm just here talking about movies and life. I'm so stressed out. You guys should have seen my meltdown earlier. It was so embarrassing. My eyelashes are still wet from crying. No, they're not. I'm telling you, there's, like, when I zoom in, it looks normal. It's something to do with this ring light. When I, like, step back, it, like, warps it and makes it look really weird. But no, if you look at my mother and my sister, they're, you know, Persian. They actually have naturally bigger lips. The only thing I ever did to my lips was that lip blush tattoo where they pigment pink, so it's like pinker, but that was like 4 years ago, and honestly it's fading. See, like, it's like a weird shadow because it doesn't look like that. I don't really know how to show you without turning the light off. Thank you. Because when I go like this, I'm like, why do they look like that? But it's definitely this weird ring light. Also, I epilated my mustache, so it's really red. Damn, they look weird. Ugh. I'd be frightened if I saw me in public. Okay, the time is 5:34, so I do have to go to the gym. But I will be back. I really do enjoy talking to everyone on here. It does make my mental health better. And please subscribe, and please follow me on it. And I'll follow back on Instagram. I promise. Just DM me all of the I've never been to Moscow. My best friend is, well, we're not best friends anymore, but she was from Russia. But all of the social media links are in, like, the YouTube bio area, you know, what is it called? The description. And in the description of the description of the my mind is, like, messed up. Just subscribe, and the Instagram handles are in the description of the YouTube channel and on my actual published videos. But I do have to go because I promised myself I would work out. But I'll be posting a more edited, cleaner version of A Quiet Place review if you want to check it out later. And I'll be posting a funny skit with my wiener dog in regards to the movie too. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everyone. Bye.